I think.
What's wrong with Chargers fans? There ain't nothing wrong. Oh. Hey, what's up, everybody? We are live. It's Monday. It's 10 minutes after 3 when we said we were going to go live, which means it's time for a mock draft. We appreciate everyone in the chat. Sorry for keeping you guys waiting. I hope everyone's still around. Jacob's here. Team Colin is here. 302 Birds is here. NFL Colin is here. Kevin is here. Everyone is here. Joker Wild is here. It's good to see you guys. And Tony's here. And Joe is here. How you guys doing? Tony, are you ready for a mock draft or what?
Very ready for a mock draft. I want to get this off my chest because last year I came out and I was like, hey, why are we all chasing Jamar Chase or chasing Justin Jefferson with Jamar Chase or whatever? Let's chase Alvin Kamara by going after Travis Etienne. And everybody was calling me an idiot. And now all of a sudden, every time I go on to Twitter, wherever, they're like, Travis Etienne, upside, top 10, top 15. I asked the question if he could finish as a top 12 back last year, and like 4 people called me an idiot. And now everybody's like, Travis Etienne. I'm like, I hate
Did you see who's not starting on the Pope list? On the PUP list? James Robinson is not on that list. He's at camp today.
You think that's going to quiet him down a little bit?
Yeah. I want more Tony content on TikTok. I love Tony's sense of humor. He's right about Lamar and Mama Lamar sitting in the Ravens' office.
I'm glad you saw that.
I have no idea what I said.
I have
no idea what I said.
Yeah, I posted some clips of us talking about how the Kyler contract affects Lamar's status and his negotiations, and you were like, yeah, his mom are going to bring everything to the table.
Oh, good.
He doesn't have an agent.
You know,
he doesn't have an agent. I was saying he had an agent.
Mike, I like that.
His mom's going to bring like a stacked lunch and shit. She's going to be like fully just camp out there, start making a meal. I saw Johnny Talk Sports already in here bringing that smoke. Really, Johnny Talk Sports. I don't know if you saw my message, but I'm calling you out for fantasy football this year.
There's no open spots calling right now.
No.
Bodo winner, what's up, man? Long time no see.
Next week, though.
Piggy's in the house. Bro's agent is his mom.
Bodo's back in here.
Bodo. All right, let's get this thing on the board.
Yeah. Bodo's trying to figure out what everybody thinks of Kenny Pickett.
I'll tell you what I think of Kenny Pickett.
You ready to get this thing rolling?
Let's get
Who's ever in charge?
Fantasy ball guy.
Fantasy football guy.
Ready? Also, I want to give a huge shout out to Kiki and a huge shout out. Oh, just Kiki's only one. But Kiki is playing in the first annual Queens Ransom League ran by Fantasy Football Wishlist and NFL Mike and Fantasy Football Ball Guy. It's going to be a great league. All-female league. We're highlighting that women are good at fantasy football also. So they're going to go at it. Let's see who Kiki picks at number 2 overall. Pressure's on, Kiki. First mock draft on the channel, and you're drafting at 2. Good luck. I see the green dot, which means you're on the board.
I don't have anybody in this fight, but I will say that I'm a big fan of the name Kiki, so I'm rooting for her. That's basically what I'm saying is just based
Kiki.
on the name, I'm rooting for her.
That's all I know is Kiki.
Do you love me? Are you right?
Mike, are you going to rank fantasy teams this year?
We are. As soon as I get back in the Hall of Fame game, that series will be returning. So just join the Go House.
Zach Wilson is a bust. Yeah,
Wait,
that's what all the old ladies say.
To get my fantasy team ranked?
Yeah, that's the only rules. That's the only rules. To get your fantasy team ranked, you got to join the Goat House. The link's in my TikTok bio. I should start putting it in the description of these mock drafts.
Kiki's going to whoop some amateur booty today.
She won D. Henry.
No shade at HoofTube, but she's already off to a better start. Last week he took Herbert, number 1 overall. At least she went RB. She went with Derrick Henry. She went with the best running back in football, some would say.
The Fantasy Football Ball Guy is here. I believe Kiki is Fantasy Football Ball Guy's wife. I'm not 100% certain. I believe that she is. Yes.
Well, she's right next to Fantasy Football Therapist, which is going to be sniping some good players all night.
If you guys remember Fantasy Wake Up Call, Jen Wishlist's wife made a few appearances. She's playing as well.
Fantasy Football Guy, I need to ask you a serious question if you are still there. Are you one of the bald guys that's like good with being bald, like you've accepted it, or do you hate guys like me who are older and still have a full head of hair? Like that's a legit question. Every once in a while, I'll meet a bald guy or a receding hairline guy, and they'll look at me and just tell me that they hate my hair. So I'm curious: have you accepted your baldness, or do you secretly hold a little resentment?
Just a way to plug yourself to be like, "Hey, everybody, look, I still have hair." Is that the only reason you brought it up?
Well, plugging myself that I still have hair. What's the plug there? I don't sell for Hims or Propecia or anything for. I'm not plugging anything. I'm just asking a question. I want to know what kind of person all guy is.
All right, your favorite guy, Johnny Talk Sports, is on the clock right now. We saw Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, Justin Jefferson, Austin Eckler, Najee Harris, and Devontae Adams already off the board. What's Johnny looking at right now?
Another competitor I'm watching is Kevin Correa, otherwise known as Piggy Bank Picks on Instagram. He's in this mock draft for the first time this season. Got a bunch of fantasy experts in the draft. Krusty's here as well, I see.
So there you go, Tony. There's an answer to your question right there. If you guys are going to let Dalvin Cook fall to me this far, I'm going to take him at number 9 all day.
Bald guy, I'm 100% with you. Between them and John McClain, Michael Jordan making bald cool since like 1986.
Bodo, I would if they allowed me to pick a punter, but they won't. Mike, it's Dylan.
I'm going to be so happy if I'm in a draft and Dalvin Cook falls to number 9. Like I'm going to celebrate as if I just won everything.
Wait, we got to go back. Dylan. Shout out to Dylan. Shout out to Dennis. Shout out to who else was in here? Was there someone else? Shout out to everyone coming from the TikTok page right now. We got a bunch of viewers in here. I told them if they come over, I'll give them a shout out. So there's your shout out.
Johnny's answer is best available player every time. That's who he's taken. Comeback is coming. Kevin's comeback is coming.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Anyone can be bald, Tony. Not everybody can have a lot of hair, huh, Jay? Dennis loves you, Mike.
Hey, Dennis, what's up? Same old sports. No.
Dev, the sports guy is here, Mike. Dev, the sports guy.
Dev, the sports guy. What's up, man? Hey, everyone that's tuning in.
His name is Rainey. Oh, same old sports took DeAndre Swift with the auto pick.
Make sure y'all sub to the channel while you're here. Turn on notifications. We go live a lot. It's not always scheduled.
How about them Cowboy? Inky, don't be bringing that stuff right now. We don't need to ruin this show with Cowboy talk.
When news breaks, guys, we'll probably be live that night. So just turn notifications on, subscribe. This year is going to be exciting, and we're going to do a lot of content. Biggest thing is going to be starts and sits on the wake-up call. That's going to be the biggest thing every weekend. I'm back on the call.
That's fun.
That's so much fun.
We got to coordinate our times with wish lists too. And one show I'm really looking forward to this year is the Halloween episode. I hope you bring it.
I think I missed it last year, huh?
Oh, no, you showed up for a minute as Captain America.
Captain America was who I was.
This
is a tough spot. What are you guys doing in spots where you're at the turn here? Who are your players you're targeting, Tony? I know Swift is one of them. What other players are you looking at?
Mike took who I wanted to take, but this is who I've been reading a lot more on this guy right here. And it looks more and more like he won't get a suspension this year. So I feel more comfortable taking him now.
Fade the Saints.
Fade the Saints was last year, Mike.
Oh, yeah. Who's it this year again?
Fade the Cardinals.
Anyways, back to the first round turn topic. I want to bring this up because a lot of people don't understand that there's some power in picking back-to-back picks like this around the turn. Tony, who are some players? Like, what are you trying to double up on right here?
So I did probably what I would do if Travis Kelce's there. I want the number one option for Patrick Mahomes and a running back. I was torn between Chubb and Jones because I think that Aaron Jones, the problem with him right there is how much is A.J. Dillon going to eat into that time this year because the dude's a beast. And you want to see if you can really you start to carry the load kind of post Aaron Jones. And then the problem with Nick Chubb is Josh Dobbs going to be his quarterback. Jacoby Brissett going to be slinging the rock for him, and that might mean that teams are loading the box and it's not quite as friendly to him. So I'm either going back-to-back my favorite 2 RBs at that position, no matter what, or because by the time you get back there for your 3rd round, you're already looking at like Cordell Patterson and stuff like that. So I don't think you can not afford to take at one running back in this position, but getting the best tight end and one starting running back, I think is the way to go.
I like it.
I would have preferred Mixon or Swift, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, Mixon falling to that 12 spot is kind of perfect for whoever's drafting there.
Well, we talked about this last week. Again, this is another draft where the 12th pick, ends up taking Travis Kelce, and the tight end goes again at that end. Hoove, man, what's up with you taking quarterbacks?
Not just quarterbacks, one specific quarterback.
Yeah. It's Herbert, and I'm all for it. I did. Shout out to Hoove. He was dropping dimes out there at the park. I saw it on Instagram, and left-handed, just spinning it out there. Somewhere between Steve Young and Tua lands Hoove.
I know a lot of people are pushing that no running back thing this year, no running back. But if you're sitting around that turn, Mike, I think like you and I did a great job. I actually think everybody did a good job at the last 4 picks of what we did with the turn, like who we took. We just take the best available player that you think is there. Running back, wide receiver, just take it and go. And or like Tony's case, he wanted to take the tight end, and he took the number 1 tight end off the board. So I think just take the guy that you feel comfortable, because you're already in a bad situation where you're already at the back end of the first round, where most of the top guys, according to some of these guys, are already gone. But look, you let Cook fall, and you let Mixon fall, and you let DeAndre Swift fall, and Nick Chubb, and then you pair him up with somebody better than these. Let's see who Piggy gets with this back end. But Piggy has Jonathan Taylor, who he's not going to get a better pair than Travis Kelce and Nick Chubb right now.
Yeah, let's see what he picks here. He probably wants like Saquon to fall to him.
Mike, show the Lawrence Taylor helmet.
Oh, yeah, you got to put me on my full screen. I agree with you, though, Joe. I was on that, zero RB strategy really early on in the fantasy season, but I changed my mind a little bit. I think I've changed it to where I'm going to draft my starting running backs super early and then wait for my depth running backs until later. I feel like the RB committees are making the running back position even more and more premium early on in drafts. But here's the helmet. Just got this in a brand deal yesterday. Lawrence Taylor autographed helmet. I know it's not in a case. I'm going to get a case as soon as possible. But this is crazy. I can't believe that RSA sent this to me. But if you guys want more details on how to get some helmets like this, go to my TikTok page. There's a new post I posted today.
ShopRSA.com?
Yep, that's the one. ShopRSA.com. ShopRSA.com. But this thing is amazing. It's beautiful. And when I pulled it out of the wrapper, I thought maybe it's Daniel Jones. Maybe it's Saquon. Maybe Eli Manning. I did not realize it was Lawrence Taylor, and still I saw the little authentication sticker, and I lost my mind.
Do you guys want to guess tonight?
I love that thing. That is a piece of artwork.
The perfect helmet too. The bright red helmet.
Yeah, LT is one of those players that was one of the first ones where it's like, oh, you got to watch this. Family members or my mom would be like, okay, the Giants are on Monday Night Football tonight. Lawrence Taylor is going to be on. Is going to be on your TV screen, and you're just like, how's this guy that much bigger and faster and better than everybody else?
And that brings me to my next point.
Freak of nature. Tony, should we compare him to AD or what?
No, you shouldn't. And
you see where he gets Josh Allen? Sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
But, yeah. You see where he gets Josh Allen here? Mid-third round? That seems a little bit more appropriate.
I love that. As you saw, I did the QB wide receiver stacks, and Josh Allen and Gabe Davis were number 4. And normally I would wait on QB, but in the middle of the third round, if Josh Allen would have fallen to me here, he'd been selected for sure.
You can tell this mock draft has some heavy hitters with the QB shyness already that we've seen. In previous mock drafts, we've seen QBs going in round 2. Even I drafted QBs in round 2 in my previous mock drafts. But yeah, Tony, AD and Lawrence Taylor. Go ahead. Give your take.
I'm not going there. We've already gone down this road.
Okay. I'll make my pick.
Somebody blow my fingers out because I'm on fire today.
I know. I was going to say there's certain people I just know because I was like, oh, man, Delvin Cook's falling. Could he really make it to 12? And then I'm like, Zeke's falling. And then I see Joe is right there, and I just know certain players are not making it past Joe for sure.
You got the auto pick Joe and me ahead of you, Tony. That's a lot of fun, I'm sure.
Dalton's flattered to be called a heavy hitter. There's only one heavy hitter in this group, and that's me.
Dalton, I like the way your team's shaping up so far. I like it. You're going to need some more running backs, though. Let's see what you do.
Here's a fantasy training for this moment. No quarterback should go in round 2. Early round 3, maybe, but too rich in round 2. Thank you, therapist.
Therapist is right on that, in my opinion. I only draft Josh Allen in the second round if I'm the 12th or 11th pick and I'm scared of the person behind me stealing him. But I'm not even probably going to draft Josh Allen this year. It's just too early for a quarterback. It's fun to mock him to your teams, but.
So Johnny took Breece Hall in the 3rd round. That's probably one of the highest that we've seen him go in our mock drafts, right? He said he was afraid that he wouldn't come back around in the 4th round.
Tony, what is wrong with you? Are you sick? Someone check Tony's temperature. He just drafted Patrick Mahomes.
Mike, where's your Patrick Mahomes wig? I haven't seen it all year.
Right up there. You want to put it on?
Krusty likes what we're doing, Mike. There were 3 running backs. He says me, you, and him are doing the same thing. We all go with 3 running backs.
Yeah, I'm letting it come to me. I'm seeing what I got, and I like Travis Etienne the most out of everyone that was available for me.
Where's Krusty? Krusty has Eckler, Barkley, and Fournette. See? Krusty ain't shy about taking no big guys, no big running backs.
I think that Zeke is a much safer pick than Etienne, though. I would have liked Zeke a little bit more.
Tony, you're shaking your head. You don't like Antonio Gibson?
I do like Antonio Gibson, but so there's certain wide receivers that I like that at this point would be just a monster reach. It would just be like, why are you doing it? And here's my problem is if we were really drafting, if this is like we were drafting our team, I would have reached on at least one of the receivers that I like in this spot.
I'm unstoppable. Jefferson, Herbs, and Pitts. Who is happy about his team?
That is a pretty good combination. That team right there could be one Bears to be number 1 at each of their positions.
What is the sleeper happy meal this year in fantasy?
Is Tony glitching out for you too, Joe, or is it just me?
Tony never glitches for me.
What the? Something's wrong with my internet.
AJ Brown in the 4th. You guys like that?
I think it's just Mike's the one.
I think it's me, yeah.
I don't know what it is about AJ Brown, but I see his name and I just stay away from him. And I don't think he's gonna have a decline or anything like that. He's still gonna get his numbers. I just don't want to touch him.
There's a lot going against him for fantasy football, in my opinion. I still think he breaks 1,000. He still is a really good receiver. When you look at Jalen Hurts, his strength isn't throwing. When you look at the Eagles' offense, their strength isn't throwing. And A.J. Brown's super injury prone on top of it all. So I think I'm probably not going to touch him.
Yeah, I'd rather him blow up on somebody else's team this year than sink on my team. I'll say something like that. Isn't that how you normally do it?
Yeah, if I can get him as my wide receiver 2 or 3, then I'm interested. But other than that, probably not.
A.J. Brown is going to – yeah, you're an Eagles fan. Of course you're going to say that.
Who do you think has a better season, Devonta Smith or A.J. Brown?
I think it's A.J. Brown. But here's my thoughts on A.J. Brown. Slow start to the year, and then he's the kind of player that you try and buy low on. Because we're not sure about Jalen Hurts as a passer, right? Like if he was going to a system, if A.J. Brown was going where it was even just like let's say he was going to the Titans and we were like, oh, Ryan Tannehill can deliver the football. He just needs a wide receiver, right? Then it'd be one thing. But I think we have more questions about Jalen Hurts, the passer. So maybe that takes a little bit more time in the chemistry department. But I think they're smart enough to manufacture touches for him. It'll be interesting to see if they do a little bit more Debo style stuff where they just line up A.J. Brown, even if it's a decoy, they just line him up in the backfield and say like, hey, you're going to get 3-4 carries a football game because you're just bigger and faster and different than everybody else.
Yeah, I was thinking similar, Tony. I was thinking that it's going to be interesting and it's going to be something to watch. Maybe if you are in the A.J. Brown trade market, how they use him in the goal line in the red zone, because he's a goal line monster, man. He can catch screens and power into the end zone. He can go over the top of guys. And he also, like you said, he could just line up in the backfield, honestly, and run little angle routes and stuff for them if they need him to.
So it seems like everybody in the chat's going with Smith over A.J. Brown. Krusty almost took your guy, Deontay Johnson. It's A.J. Brown. Why do we have to think about it? Tony is buffering. Tony's lagging. I think they're reading everything that your wife texted you, Tony.
Yeah. In content, lagging in class.
Lagging in mock drafting. Tony, can we talk about your Patrick Mahomes pick? Aren't we rooting for Patrick Mahomes to fail?
Yes, we are. We are. But for the purposes of fantasy football, then I'm going to draft the best players available.
Well, this is probably why you're a better fantasy football player than me, Tony. Because you ain't going to see me touching none of them division rivals.
I'll tell you this. I do feel better. Not better, but I feel okay losing when the player that I have on a team, like when they suck, when it's their fault. I'm always like, okay, I can live with that L because this person let me down.
If you're playing fantasy football versus me this year, just letting you guys know, and you see me drafting any division rivals of the Chargers, they're on the trade block immediately. Go ahead and send them trades in.
That's why
Marquise Brown.
Dalton's here. Look. Dalton, hello.
Hey, guys. I'll just say this real quick, and then I'll pop out. But what I wanted to say is you guys I thought Mike asked probably the best question I've heard all year. And obviously, I'll have a little bit of a bias, but he asked, who do you think is going to have more yards? If I'm a fantasy person, I'm honestly taking Smith before I'm taking A.J. Brown. And it sounds crazy right now. A.J. Brown's probably going to have a solid season. I don't think he's going to be bad. But I bet you 700, 750 yards, 7 TDs, nothing major. And then Devontae Smith, I think, is going to be the one who really balls out as a byproduct of that offense and what they can do. So I'm going to say then Devontae Smith probably gets his first 1K yard season. He had 916 yards last year with Jalen Reagor as his partner in crime. So don't sleep on Devontae Smith, man. I bet you he could easily be a 10 touchdown, 1,000-yard receiver this year and win a couple fantasy leagues for a couple of guys. My guy, the Slim Reaper, as we call him out here.
Well, you must have said something right, Dalton, right now for Mike to take Jalen Hurts in the 5th round.
5.10.
I think it's a good pick. But I just wanted to pop on and say that, guys.
I would wait until the 6th round. I'll see you later, Dalt.
See you guys. Have a good night.
Everyone go subscribe to 302 Birds YouTube channel. But yeah, Joe, I did draft him in the 5th round, but I was just worried about the auto pick or Tony taking him on the turn. I was going to take him in the 6th round. So cut me some slack.
Dylan, I don't think Justin Fields is going to be a bust. He's not worth the fantasy early pick, though. But I don't think Justin Fields is going to be a bust. Tony, you're picking Chris Godwin. When is the dude coming back?
He didn't get placed on the PUP list. I read a report that he's trying to target week 1 potentially, but I don't know if he can come back by week 3 and I'm in the 5th round. I need a number 1 receiver. I want Tom Brady's number 2 option in my mind. Like obviously I want Mike Evans first, but I didn't go that route. I went and picked, that curly-headed dude from Kansas City.
Such a Such a great player.
Ooh,
Mike
Drake
still
London moving up.
Kevin, you don't have to come back. You don't have to make your comeback of coming in here and kissing Mike's butt.
Give me a full
no
screen.
kidding. Yeah.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. I feel like I am killing it. I agree with you. This is a great team I got working here. Let's hope I don't blow it. In the
Mike,
second
stand
half.
up and bend over so Kevin can kiss it. God, man.
He's only saying that because he drafted 3 running backs in a row.
That's Kevin's strategy. I stole it from him.
I mean, I have 3 running backs too, Piggy. Where's my love?
Yeah, but you got CH.
I have 3 running backs too.
CH and Patrick Mahomes. I think CH in what round you get him 6 is a lot better than where he was going last year. At least I'll give you that.
I'm happy with him with CEH anytime after like early to mid part of the 5th, right? Like anytime after that, I'm good with that.
Yeah, I mean, keep an eye on what's going on in camp and stuff and what's going on with the beat writers in Kansas City, guys, because that RB spot is kind of up in the air. I mean, it could be CEH or it could be a mixture, or maybe we see Rojo get more work than we even expected. So we'll see what happens there. But in PPR, if CH is the guy for Patrick Mahomes when it comes to the pass game, then PPR or CH in the 6th round makes sense to me. I'm not touching him, though, because 1, I hate him, and 2, I hate him.
Fantasy therapist throwing some shade. Jay Bolton going with the 0 everything strategy. He's drafted nothing but wide receivers.
We call this the donate your buy-in strategy.
He got tired of it work. Why is NFL Colin coming at me like this? Sideways. What happened here?
Colin? You don't matter, Tony. You don't matter. Tony's the only one of us that got to see Lawrence Taylor play.
Yeah, steady chicken. So if you join the Goat House, the link's in my bio on the NFL Mike page. That's where all those things are going to be going down, bro. We'll talk about more in August. We're way, way away from that. Months.
Join the Goat House.
A month away from that, I should say. 2 weeks till we start.
Thank you guys for letting me get Kyler in the 6th. You're welcome. Because we're fading the Cardinals. Fade the Cardinals. You can have Kyler because you better draft somebody else because Kyler ain't winning you no championship.
Kyler's going to finish in the top 7, Joe.
Top 7 of what?
Of fantasy quarterbacks.
You just can't. Kyler, right before we came on the air, he had to come out with a quote to defend himself. I don't know if you guys saw Kyler Murray and all that stuff, that he had to come out and defend himself about how he's the first Black/Asian quarterback, first quarterback. He's under 5'11", how he has all this stuff against him. Nobody's ever seen a quarterback like him, and he's just out there to prove himself. Shut up, Kyle Murray. Nobody wants to hear. You're the second highest paid guy in the NFL now? Nobody's doubting you now. Now you have to go prove it. Shut up. You don't have nothing. Nobody's doubting you.
Did you see the clauses the Cardinals wanted in his contract? Like he has to report to OTAs. He has to study a certain amount of hours of film every week on his own time. All this stuff is in that contract.
So that means he's not doing it. That means he wasn't doing it.
Maybe the Cardinals were worried that he hasn't been studying tape, and they put in his contract that he has to study. I think it's 4 to 6 hours or something a week at minimum. I think if I'm a starting quarterback in the NFL, I'm spending more than 4 hours on tape a week.
Krusty, he's a top 4 quarterback for the first 6 weeks. Yeah.
I feel like you should probably spend 4 hours a day on film as a starting quarterback in the NFL.
It's what did I say? Kyle Murray? Whatever. I don't care.
I wonder if other veteran quarterbacks, proven guys, have those same things.
I bet not.
That's something to piss Dalton off because he's back.
Hoove! What's your deal, dude? I said don't take my guy. I mean, who just read the translation? I had to come on here and give Hoove his visual looking at me. You upset me, Hoove. Just want to let you know that. I'm gonna
wait. Tell him how you feel.
I feel really sad. I wanted him. He's going to be a league winner, and I would be the guy that missed out wearing my own T-shirt. So it makes me feel stupid. So thanks, Hoove. Ruined my night, man.
You know what should make you feel stupid, Dalton? That you're on the clock and you haven't picked.
Yeah, Joe, because I'm taking your guy right here, so you can't take him. Boom! I just double did it.
Dalton, can we get a tour of what's going on in the background? Can we get a tour of what's going on in the background? I'm very jealous of your setup back there.
It took me $130 on Amazon and 15 minutes. This from my sister. I got obviously my Funko Pop collection. These all from Amazon. Just a compilation of stuff throughout the year. But Mike, I want to show you one thing here that I actually recently added. You know who this is? Anybody?
The Zach Wilson.
That's a keeper right there.
I'm interested in that trophy. I think that that's coming to LA soon.
I might have to send it your way.
Keep that card away from your mother's. Don't show you.
That's why it's in my room and not my mom's room, because screw that. I'm not letting that thing close to her. Have you seen that guy? He looks like a High School Musical character. My girlfriend's like, who's Zach Wilson twirling her hair? I'm like, yo, stop. You don't even know him, and I'm jealous.
Zach Wilson is slaying this season. I'm telling you, on the field and off the field. Dak.
But I just wanted to hop on and let Hoove know that. But appreciate you guys as always. If you guys aren't already, smash the heck out of that sub button for these gentlemen. Appreciate you guys. Peace.
See you, Dalton. You heard the man. Subscribe. Why wouldn't you study film if you're a starting quarterback in the NFL? No, I think that it's interesting that they put this in his contract, because that to me suggests that they are worried about that. Because that is something that should be a given when you're a starting quarterback in the NFL making $50 million a year.
Well, okay, I don't know if my stream got any better or not, but clearly they're worried. Like, think about this. They're not. I don't think there should be any hesitation with Burrow. There's not going to be any hesitation with Herbert. Like, all these other quarterbacks, they're just paying him right away. There was no hesitation with Josh Allen. Like, there's got to be some bit of a holdup. Like, we've seen Kyler perform well on the field. So what else is it? It's got to be what we don't see, why they're hesitant.
That's what I'm thinking too. Very, very interesting clause to put into the deal for sure. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Zach Wilson's story. I never met Zach Wilson, talked to Zach Wilson, been around Zach Wilson. Any of you guys know what he's talking about?
Nope.
Hey, go ahead and drop any questions in the chat, guys, fantasy related. We're here to answer them before y'all get in the season. Yeah, Daniel, you can join these mocks when there's available spaces. We put the link usually. Where do we put it usually? In the Goat House. The link's in my TikTok bio at NFL Mike.
No, we're putting the Goat House. That's for the 18 and under the mock draft. I thought we were putting it somewhere for adults.
What are you talking about? There's adults in the Go House, Tony. It's in a kids only club. This is why they're turning on you, Tony, is because you're pooping on their community.
Oh, every time I come on here, all I do is take shots from young people.
When you ask for a guy's mom to slide in your PMs,
all the QBs are going.
You asked for that, Mike?
How much? What live when you asked for a guy's mom to slide in your DMs? I don't remember.
20, and he's in the Goat House.
20.
NFL. Is NFL Colin and this Colin?
No, both named Colin, different people. But
so two Collins hate me. Congratulations to me.
Exactly.
Mixon will be a running back 1 this season. He's calling it.
I think that Mixon is, like I said, like we were saying earlier, is the perfect guy at the end of the first round. He has upside to be RB1. I think with the offensive line improvements, the running game, it's very safe. We're going to see what we saw to Mixon last year as long as he's healthy. And just how much does he impact the passing game? Are they bringing in Samaje Perine and Chris Evans for passing downs? I think Mixon's a fine receiving running back when he's out there. I think they're going to get him the rock at all costs.
It's kind of always been the injuries for Joe Mixon, right?
Yeah.
Before it was a little bit team. He was on a bad team or whatever. But I think the thing that caused a lot of people cautious, to proceed with caution when drafting him before was he always seemed to miss 4 or 5 games with an ankle or something like that. And last year he was out there. I think it was one of those shows. I made a case where he could have been second team All-Pro to Jonathan Taylor last year. Like, he had a really, really good year.
Yeah, those O-line upgrades, they have me intrigued with Mixon. I think that they're definitely going to help out the run game a little bit more than they were last year, and they had a good year last year on the ground.
I think the whole offense actually, that was the first healthy year that Burrow got to play there. Jamar Chase's first year in the league. T. Higgins, continued to take strides in year 3. I think that that offense could cook. Now, I'm not as optimistic about them winning as many games, but that has to do with how tough their schedule is. When I look at their schedule, it's beastly. And if I was a fan, I'd probably be looking at it glass half full, like the way I look at the Chargers schedule, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, their division is already 6 tough games, just like ours is. That's already 6 tough games right there. Oh, Bears record for yards? I'm not sure what the record is off the top of my head, Dylan. I'm not sure. I think that maybe if you're talking all-purpose, there's a chance that Fields can break a yardage record, whatever it is for a quarterback. I'm sure it's not super high. Who's the best quarterback in Bears history? McMahon? I don't even know.
It's not great. I think it's maybe Jay Cutler had 3,900 yards or something one year.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It was probably Jim Harbaugh for a minute. He threw the ball a little bit in that offense.
Bears will be lucky to win 5 games.
Ooh, I'm with you on that. I think the Bears have a chance to be picking number 1 overall.
I just, for some reason, there was 2-week period where everybody was sneaky. The Bears are a sneaky pick. And now all of a sudden I turn on this morning. They're their best linebacker.
Holding out.
Roquan Smith is I'm not coming to camp. I need a new contract.
Mixon and Perine went to Oklahoma at the same time. And Mixon was a receiving back. Jay Cutler. Mitchell Trubisky had the best. Bears are going to be 4-13.
Did you guys see this?
Like that. Their wins will be one against the Lions, one against the
Who did Hoof take?
He took the running back from Atlanta. Tyler.
Who's going to take CPAT's spot, right?
Tyler Algier.
I said I would figure out his name by the time he came back, and I didn't. So
I didn't either. I said the same thing, Mike. I failed everybody. It's all good now.
We officially suck.
All good.
Bears
all
going
right.
7-10.
I was hoping because I saw this morning that that kid might be the number 1 RB for them this year, for the Falcons.
You need to stop reading, Tony.
He's definitely their youngest option, and he's definitely. I mean, I know you guys both are probably already off the CPAT train, but he's pushing me up the CPAT train.
Mike, you don't get to draft Christian Kirk when all you do is make fun of him. You save Christian Kirk for me. You don't draft Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
When have I ever made fun of Christian Kirk?
All offseason in his salary. Don't.
I mean, I said that he spiked the market, and we were very fortunate to sign Mike Williams right before he did it. But that doesn't change the fact that I think he's going to be the wide receiver 1 in Jacksonville for a guy who I think is going to break out in Trevor Lawrence.
I can't talk to you right now. Mike is supposed to draft Tony here and then go for 15 minutes about how he could be a wide receiver 1 when nobody agrees with him.
No one agrees with us?
I'm shook.
I think that it is a lock that Christian Kirk is a top 30 fantasy wide receiver.
Did you really miss your pick, Tony?
No, I didn't miss my pick. They were just cheering me on. They were like, come on, Tony, you got this. even though Mike stole your guy and you're ready to freak out.
Kirk is a solid pick at his ADP. They paid him. Got to get him the ball.
I like that Rashad White pick.
Yeah, I think Christian Kirk is going to be one of the players we'll look back and think people didn't draft him high enough, because there's going to be volume there. I think the defense will be improved, but not that improved. Like, the Jags are still going to have a lot of garbage time, a lot of come from behind stuff this year. And who do they got there? Marvin Jones. They bring in one of the Dallas guys, Wilson, or one of those players or something.
No, Thed went to Miami. It's just it's just Marvin Jones, Christian Kirk, and Laviska Shenault, I believe.
Shenault, but I think they brought in somebody else too. I can't remember who it was. Was it Byron Pringle, or they brought in somebody's like third or fourth wide receiver?
It might be Byron Pringle. Yeah, it might be Byron Pringle. But I think he's probably going to play like a DJ Chark role or something there, and he's not going to get used.
Would you say, Tony, did Zay Jones go there?
Zay Jones went there. That's a good point, Joe.
Was it Zay Jones?
Yeah, no. Zay Jones.
I know somebody else went there. Yeah, Nyheim Hines is interesting because they were talking about Carson Wentz playing hero ball and never checking down to Nyheim Hines and not really using him, and that Matt Ryan is the kind of quarterback that's going to make the smart play, make the easy completions, and Nyheim Hines is going to have more value this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too with Hines. I got him kind of on my late round shot list because Matt Ryan used Cordero Patterson so well last year. Hines is younger. I think he's just as electric, if anything more electric than CPAT at this stage in his career. If he sees a lot of field time, I think Matt Ryan is going to find that he's a really fun weapon. It just comes down to seeing field time. Jonathan Taylor is so good, and they should not have any game plans other than to give the ball to 28. But if something happens to Taylor, Hines is automatic like an RB1, like bam, just like that.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see what they did, like who would get, because I don't think Hines is the kind of guy they're going to give 15 carries, 20 carries up the middle.
Yeah, who's the third back there? I don't even know. It used to be Mac, remember?
Yeah.
He got injured, and now he's out in Houston. Kevin, tell me how my draft's going, man. Come on. I haven't gotten any compliments in a while.
Kevin, stop complimenting you.
Was it after the Hurts pick? Where did it turn, Kevin?
Pringle is on the Bears.
The Bears. Oh, he's on the Bears. So it's Zay Jones, Marvin Jones, Laviska Shenault, and Christian Kirk. That is such a mixed bag of receivers.
They have that Agnew guy as well.
But didn't Doug Peterson have kind of like a mixed bag in Philly with like Alshon Jeffrey and who were the other guys that contributed there?
Oh, Philip Lindsay went to the Colts, he says.
Oh, that's sneaky.
Oh, that is sneaky.
He's going to be like the RB3, but kind of like the backup plan for JT.
Trey Lance in the 11th is a league-winning move.
Damn. I mean, if something happens to JT, knock on wood, we don't want anything to happen to JT. And Philip Lindsay comes in, he could be like the James Conner of this season.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great offensive line. Like, whoever is getting carries back there is going to be good.
Yeah.
And it's what makes Jonathan Taylor, like, next level great is that he does have that offensive line. But I don't want to live in a fantasy world without Jonathan Taylor. So I'm not even going to allow myself to think those thoughts.
I'm with you. They're kind of evil.
Live.
All right, I got my final two picks coming up here.
Oh, J.D. McKissick, a good pick. I think that's a great pick.
Good luck, Tony.
Mike did not take my guy.
I took your handcuff.
Let's see who Tony takes with his final two picks of the mock draft. Really, Tony?
What?
Both multiple rookies, huh? You heard Shanahan just straight up said it like, I know Elijah Mitchell was phenomenal. We still an RB committee. Don't give a single fuck.
Yeah.
He was great because of the committee. Exactly.
I think that is one of the things that has been proven about him, right? Him and his dad. It doesn't matter who's back there; they're going to be successful. Like you could take it to the bank. Whoever they start at running back is going to be productive, and so I don't think he really cares about the name on the back of the jersey. And if I can get a potential guy who might get starting reps in that offense in the 11th round, I'm going to take advantage of it. Oh, Johnny Talk Sports. He got shook and messed up. Who'd he take?
He meant to take Tony.
Oh, he took Kenny G instead of Kadarius Toney.
Big mistake.
And then I was like, ooh, Kenny G.
I've been watching Kadarius Toney highlights, just trying to convince myself because this dude is freaking electric, but I can't because of Daniel Jones. I can't do it.
Danny Dimes.
If I get him in the 11th round, then I'll get him in the 11th round. But I do not look out for his name because of Danny Dimes.
Danny Dimes.
I'm scared of Danny Dimes being terrible and getting injured. I want nothing to do with it. And then who's coming out into the field? Who's his backup right now?
Mike Glennon.
See?
Well, at some point, we all kind of all think it's going to be Jimmy G or somebody else?
Maybe, yeah. I have a bad taste in my mouth because I went to that Giants-Chargers game and it looked like Pop Warner versus the Chargers.
So here it is, guys. The draft is over.
I want to talk about Kiki's team. You want to talk about Kiki's team?
Sure.
Who's the screen shares? Let's talk about Kiki's team. I like how she doubled up on running backs. She got Javonte Williams and Derrick Henry. Both. Well, Javonte and Melvin Gordon, I think, are going to get more equal shares than we expect. But definitely two guys that are workhorses. And Javonte might just be so good in Denver that Melvin Gordon just has to step aside. And the coaching staff is just like, hey, Melvin, like, we're still going to use you. But this kid is so good. And the receiving core, Mike Evans, Juju, and Claypool, I feel like those are high. Oh, and Elijah Moore. Those guys are all guys that are like number ones in their offenses. Don't know if they're going to be like the number one fantasy option in their offenses, but the number one receivers. And J.K. Dobbins also. Is Dobbins on the pup list? No, huh? Oh, no, I think he is.
He is on the pup list, but I don't know. I think they can activate a couple of those players.
Okay, yeah, they can activate them before the season. Darrell Henderson late.
So they can take them. Yeah, I don't know. I think they can do something. It doesn't matter because even if he were to, like, let's say he is, and he's able to come back in week 3 or 4, that's a great flex play in this lineup that she set. Mike Evans is a great one.
One of my favorite picks in this team is Zach Ertz in round 7.
I do like that. To me, it's Lamar Jackson in the 5th. Because a couple years ago, people were like contemplating on whether or not to draft him in the 1st round. All he needs to do is stay healthy. If he stays healthy, he was crushing it for people last year through week 11, and then he gets injured. So if Lamar Jackson is healthy and you're getting him in the 5th round, your team's going to be competitive every week.
I lost my belt because of that, Tony.
Well, J.K. Dobbins is out there, and he's saying he's coming back week 1.
Okay. J.K. Dobbins said that himself?
Yeah.
He tweeted
at Ian Rappaport and said, hey, come at me for the source because I will be ready by week 1. That's how good my rehab's going.
That's good confidence. I like the confidence. Go ahead, Tony.
I don't know how the legality works because if they put him on the PUP list, I think you have to stay there a certain amount of time, but they put a bunch of players on it. But I believe you can only have 2 on once like a certain portion of training camp starts or something, like once you're within 2 weeks or 3 weeks of the season or something like that. You have to shorten it. I don't know. It's complicated, but hopefully he's back by week 1 because he's exciting and I want to watch him play football. Who wants his team to be looked over?
Daniel, hit one of us up in our DMs and next time we'll hit you up.
Yeah, we got to figure out a way to get you the link, Daniel, if you want to do one next time for sure.
Whose team is low-key fire, guys? He wants to look at his team. It's Who's doing a really good job.
No RBs though.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't. So Tony Pollard, and if the kid from Atlanta's won, I think you have enough to get it done when your wide receiver core is Jefferson, Deontay Johnson, and Jalen Waddle. I think you can get enough production from those, like the backs that he did get.
Those are some guys that are going to put up some points, put up some receptions, especially every single week. I mean, you could potentially get 25 receptions out of those three. That's 25 points for those that don't know how to do math.
Hey, so quick update real quick. I'm reading on the physically unable to perform list, the PUP list, right? In the previous times, the NFL says that, if you were placed on it, you'd have to miss the first 6 weeks of the season and then another 2 to 3 weeks before activation, right? Well, they quietly changed that rule during this offseason, and not a lot of people know about it. So these guys can now players are eligible to begin to practice after just 4 games with no set minimum number of practices to get back into the lineup.
Okay.
Interesting. I wonder
without even missing a quarter of the 17-game season.
The Ravens are already down Gus, and I think they're down JK. I wonder if they're going to sign somebody. Is Freeman coming back? I feel like he did okay.
Devonta Freeman?
Yeah, he did better than Lev Bell. Who's going to be the running back?
Well, Lev Bell's a boxer.
Yeah, we're talking about 4 games. 4 games. No Gus Edwards, no J.K. Dobbins. Who's running the ball? Lamar? Is Taylor Huntley going to play running back? How crazy would that be? You never know who the snap's going to. They could snap it to both guys.
You guys want to see anything else? You guys want to go to another team?
Let's look at Piggy's team.
On
the 1 spot.
I had a terrible draft.
J-Tay, Cam Akers, Elijah Mitchell, and C-Pat is his RB core. Oh, he got Gus late in the last round. And then his receivers are A-Rob at wide receiver 1, D-Hop, Woods, Gallup, and Boyd. Taking a little chance there. DeAndre Hopkins is going to come back and be elite down the stretch. Mark Andrews is his tight end who he drafted in the 2nd round, and quarterback Matt Stafford in round 8, which I like. Kevin, whose team do you like better, mine or yours? You should tell the people.
I think Kevin got mad.
What do he owe you something?
I don't know, but I'm cool. I'm here for it. What do you think about his receiver strategy?
I think Krusty.
Go ahead, Tony. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I think that Krusty had the best. I like Krusty's team the best. But look at it. I don't like to give him any credit because he's too good at fantasy football, but I like his team the best. Kevin's team was really good, and I like his wide receiver stretch.
What do you guys think about this team?
Jay Bolted, all receivers, and then this is nothing, right? That's what the strategy was. He don't have a running back. He don't have a starting running back as of right now. He has James Cook, who's behind single. This is not even serious. Move on to a different team. He didn't even do this seriously.
Here you go, Tony. Here's your one time to go after the guy, Johnny Talk Sports.
Yeah. He's got the... Well, I'm on a lag. It's like my stream's all messed up.
Oh, I didn't know it was. You sound fine.
Did you hear that, Joe? I think it's glitching. I think he said he wants a single shot.
You're giving me a solo shot when my screen is lagging?
I thought that's what we heard. A solo.
It was like, I don't do.
Just one of those bad T-Mobile commercials with Brady and Gronk?
Shot.
Is that what we're doing?
Hey, don't make fun of T-Mobile. Don't make fun of T-Mobile.
Ding, 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 ding. I just did. The sandwich artist here, Jay Bolted got Gronk. Johnny Talk Sports is good at drafting. I think that he has a good team, and I want to be part of the MJT Fantasy League for sure. I think he had another great draft.
I say, and we'll talk about this off stream, but I say for nostalgia, we still call it Warzone of Attrition.
Okay, I'm with that.
I like that name. I think that we could still call it like the Fantasy Football Warzone or something. But yeah, Johnny Talk Sports has to get in it this year. We're kicking Jay out, right, for drafting Gronk in mock drafts. So you can have Jay's spot.
I mean, we're doing a private vote on that.
Jay, I'm not voting you out of the league.
I am. I can't wait to see you on Wednesday, Jay. But I'm voting you out of the league.
We're gonna be rolling in a whole posse on Wednesday, Tony. I'm pretty pumped.
It's gonna be fun. My family keeps pretending like they're looking forward to it, but I think that they're just doing that because they like me.
Joe, you coming Wednesday?
I am really, really thinking about it.
You should come.
If you guys see me on Wednesday, it's because I'm really, really sick.
Had to go to camp.
Yeah.
Hey, you can't wear Raiders gear though. You have to wear like just a plain shirt or something. I don't know. Do not wear Raiders gear, please. Otherwise,
what if I go to Charger camp and I'm just like, Ray?
Jesus.
I like how quick you got that done because I saw it coming and I was like, oh man. Viewership just goes through the floor every time you shout that.
Yeah, exactly.
The icon.
Shout out to Gemmo. Any questions in the chat? Go ahead and leave them. We'll stay live for like 5 more minutes, y'all. But this is the Mock Draft Monday. We do this every Monday. Make sure you guys are subbed up. Make sure you guys like the video. It helps us out a ton. Everyone watching the video, actually, just real quick, like the video real quick. Give us a little thumbs up, a little tap of the thumb. Appreciate you guys for tuning in.
Thanks, Biggie. Thanks, Kiki. Thanks, Therapist. Thanks, Hoof, Krusty, 302 Birds, Jay, Johnny, myself, Mike, Same Old Sports, and, of course, Tony Tucker. Thanks for all your for drafting well, even though I came out with the best team again.
You sound like you were shouting out the Wu-Tang Clan. That was a lot of names.
Some news just broke, guys. It could be, I don't know. It just came across my Twitter notifications. It said that the Bengals owner came out and said his focus is right now on extending Joe Burrow already.
Oh, yeah, I saw that before we came on. His whole focus
because he's cheap.
He's like, oh, shit, this is getting to 60 mil. We need to sign him now.
I thought you were going to say this
exactly.
I thought you said this one just broke. Orlando Brown Jr. will not report the Chiefs training camp.
I think that was already a thing, though.
Well, that just came out right now.
Oh, seriously? I think it's like official now. I think it was already rumored.
Chargers hire Pat White as an offensive assistant.
Cool. Welcome.
Welcome.
But Joe Burrow,
Pat White, the former West Virginia quarterback?
I think that they're like, as soon as Lamar gets paid, we are screwed.
Yeah, I wish that my computer wasn't acting like this because I actually have some thoughts. I'm going to remove myself from this. You guys land this plane.
All right, let's land the plane. Joe, you got any last remarks before we land the plane?
I'm going to sleep. I'm tired. I'm ready to go. I don't know, whatever they want to say, but I had a great draft with no sleep in the last 20 hours, so.
Hey, you never know what's going to happen on draft day, Joe. You might be exhausted. You might find yourself in a weird situation. This is good training for that, good preparation. Kevin, how was my team? You've been gone this whole time. I've been needing the compliments. Been alone, afraid, stuck on the screen with Raiders fans. And you left me. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning into this week's Mock Draft Monday. We will be back next week for another Mock Draft Monday. I'm sure we'll be live again sometime in the middle of the week. So again, like we've been preaching, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. We appreciate everyone for tuning in. I'm trying to land this thing on the 1 hour exact.